this morning is the first Sunday of the month. We have new partners. Social justice is important work, and it's important work that needs to be taught and practiced from a very early age, yes? And they can do it. And we see the young people transforming the world and doing amazing things. And we have two amazing people of our community here. We have Rocky Zapata and Natalie Zapata. And they have been for many, many years working with young people and bringing justice and peace to our community. And their work is a partnership we're establishing, so all the contributions that will be offered for 3 months this year, starting with this month, will go, half of it will be shared with the Youth Social Justice Club we're trying to get off the ground, and the Peace Camp. And Natalie is offered to share a little bit about their work with us this morning. So let us hear from Natalie.
Good morning. Thank you, Reverend Alex, for having us out. Thank you all for, it's an honor to be chosen for the Share the Plate. So I'm going to do my best to give you a brief yet comprehensive overview of what we do. My name is Natalie, and this is Rocky, and we've been running the Auburn Hip Hop Congress for almost 15 years now in Auburn, yeah. So we have many programs that we are part of. I'm just going to give you a very quick overview because today we'll be talking about Growing Peace Camp. But we are in the Juvenile Hall weekly. We have a writing class that we offer to the community at the library. We have a small school. We work with young artists and change makers, and then host different community events such as the Martin Luther King celebration, and we have an upcoming Earth Day festival. And so we do quite a bit, but today we're here to talk about Growing Peace Camp. And many of you may know Millie Livingston. She passed in September. She's a great mentor of ours, and she started Peace Camp back in 1986 with the Women's International League of Peace and Freedom. They said when they were meeting, what are we going to do with the children? We need to teach the children peace. And so history was made in 1986, and this will be our 10th year running Peace Camp. And so about 10 years ago, Millie kind of passed the torch to the Auburn Hip Hop Congress for running Growing Peace Camp. And we've had a great 10 years, really. It's been very, very meaningful and popular camp. And, you know, even though Millie passed the torch to us, I worked with Millie every single year on, she'd help with fundraising and advising on curriculum. And this is the first year that we're doing that without Millie, but you know, I feel like she's here kind of guiding us. So I do have an announcement. This is the first time we have talked about this in public, so it's an exciting expansion of Growing Peace Camp, and it's also it's in response to something that was not so exciting that happened. So many of you may know there's an impending closure of Rock Creek School. This is a school that serves about a 75% Latino population. It is in a lower income part of town, and Rocky and I attended a small community organized protest at a board meeting, and at that meeting there were young people, I would say TK to college age, speaking from their hearts, every age in between, and they talked about the impact the closure would have on them. They talked about how much they love their school at Rock Creek, and you know, they may indeed lose their school, but we don't want them to lose that passion and that leadership that they showed. And at that moment, something really clicked in me personally, and Rocky, I'm sure, but we've been also trying to bring our programs to the Latino community, working with Latino Leadership Council for about 10 years. And what we realize is it's harder than, you know, translating a flyer. You can't just do that. You can't just, you know, we met with promotoras, we did a lot of things, but it clicked at Rock Creek that we need to bring Peace Camp to the students there. And so we are going to this year bring Growing Peace Camp to the Latino community, the Rock Creek community, hoping to cross fingers, pray, do all the things that we can actually do it at Rock Creek School, which is their home. We will be providing this for free to those families, but if you know anything about Peace Camp, we have never turned away any young person due to inability to pay. Myself and Millie fundraise like crazy to make sure that all students are able to go. And so this camp is still open to everyone who's been at Peace Camp, every year, but this year we really are making an effort to bring it to that community. That being said, it's very important to us to ensure that it is culturally appropriate. And so I am working with Alma Caravain from Placer People Faith Together, and also the Latino leadership to really ensure that we're doing things right. This is new for me. We plan to hire bilingual staff from the Latino community, and so for each group we will have one person. Ideally that's the plan. And also, parent communication is so important. And I think oftentimes, because of language barriers, the parents aren't included in what's going on. And that's truly been a part of our success in our programs, is that constant communication. And so it will be really nice to have a way to, share what's working well with the students, share what's going on, what we're learning. And, okay. Now I'm going to give you just a very quick overview of what camp is all about. So we serve TK through seniors in high school. And we teach concepts of peace from kind of an inside-out method. So first day we focus on peace within. Second day, peace with others. So friendship building, different things like that. Peace in the community. Action, one day is action, and we actually tie in the concept of actually doing things, but with things like parkour and obstacle courses. So we take the concepts and illustrate them in our different workshops we offer. And then the last day is a celebration. And we celebrate with the families. We have the students invite the families and put on the biggest festival you can imagine. We'll have DJs and booths and, chocolate tasting, I think, this year, hopefully. There are 3 different programs within Peace Camp. So these different workshops that I'm talking about are offered for the TK through 5th graders. And so this is things like food tasting from around the world, drumming, storytelling, parkour, improv, dance, music, yoga, art, so much more. And then we also have a program for the junior high students, and that's a media arts camp which Rocky runs, and they capture what's going on. So they have GPC TV, they'll interview different community members and each other about what peace means to them. They do photography, music production, songwriting, you name it. So the media arts camp is for the junior high students, and then high school students come as volunteers, but it's also a job training program. And so I do pretty intensive training at the beginning. We do check-ins every day, make sure they're learning and growing within their positions, and then at the end they have an opportunity to earn some stipends for excellent work. And so that's what that looks like. So it's a pretty high-end camp that we've been offering, pay what you can, basically. And it's about $250 per student if you were to break it down. Let's see. That's why fundraising is so important, and we're so very grateful for your support. This year I'm working to raise $35,000, but I have about 20 earmarked from, past sources, different things. And honestly, I'm not worried, because Peace Camp has always had enough. It's always, I don't know, there's just a confidence. And working with Millie every year, we just always got what we needed. But every little bit helps, and yeah, I appreciate you all. I think Rocky wanted to add something, and hopefully that was quick and comprehensive.
There's so much to add, but we're happy to, share or answer any questions and invite you guys to be a part of Peace Fest and the community that gathers that day on the last day of camp. But also, just to kind of put perspective, many of you, your kids have grown up in Peace Camp and they have either moved on to become volunteers, and that's really the heart of the program, is we have every generation really represented and involved. And as you grow, you should see the middle schoolers, how excited they are to think about being a volunteer the next year, and then as they graduate and go into college, a lot of them come back even for the summer just to be a part of camp, So it's a real special thing that everybody holds close to their heart and has created a generational connection so beautiful in our community. And it also represents community like you guys do here. I really feel like it teaches young people how community can work together, what it looks like when it does, how beautiful things can be, and how much joy there can be in that. And then I just want to thank you all, of course, as well, but especially thanking Reverend Alex, and I'd like to thank Pastor Casey as well today. As Reverend Alex mentioned, we're going to be headed out shortly after this to go to another congregation to honor those young people, the LGBTQIA community, our young people, and especially those that are saddened about the drag show being canceled. We're going to go show our community support like we always do and make sure these kids and everybody know they're loved and they're part of our community, and we're working together to make this more of an inclusive place. And thank you all for the part you play, because you continue to inspire us always.